It's time for the absolutely... I'm on my way! Completely! I'm almost there! Random! Why are there so many stairs? Podcast! Oh, jeez! With Andrew Rhodes.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the absolutely completely random podcast for Saturday, June 18th, 2022. I'm your host, Andrew Rhodes, as always, here on the Web Designer 18 YouTube channel, the one-stop gotta-shop place for crap. Oh, wait, sorry, that's eBay. Sorry, that's eBay. No, welcome, though, everybody, to the podcast this week. What am I talking about? We have some sad news from the voice acting community. Billy Kametz, and I do apologize if I am mispronouncing that last name, has passed away after battling stage 4 colon cancer. He was 35 years old. Resident Evil Village. You remember Capcom's Please God Help Us game that kind of pissed off and annoyed some fans? And just, I'll get into that. But you can now play the demo on your internet browser. For a game that's been out for like over a year, you can play the demo on your browser now. Hey! That's great. Who out there remembers Todd Howard? Yes, the guy from Bethesda that promised all the fun shit from, Fallout 76? Yes, he is dishing on what to expect from Starfield, promising Skyrim in space. Oh, God. Cyberpunk Edgerunners. The trailer is showing off Trigger's take on the game, and honestly, the trailer does not look half bad. I'm going to say that even for a Netflix anime series, I wish that Netflix would get the hell out of anime, it does not look bad. And speaking of Capcom, though, again, we have another Capcom here. Capcom's new dinosaur game has nothing to do with Dino Crisis. What? Yeah, apparently, I'll explain that. They're Exoprimal. Yeah, this Anthem-like online shooter with loads of dinosaurs. Oh, this will be fun. But all this and more this week on the Absolutely Completely Random Podcast. But before we get into that, I'm sure by now you know the song and dance, but let's get through it anyway. This podcast wouldn't be possible without you, the viewers. That's right. Like, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell, please, because I'm planning on making this channel a lot better since I need something good to happen right now in my life thanks to me losing my job. So, yeah. And yes, I'm still salty about it. When you're counting every single penny, you're holding on to it like a new parent that doesn't want to let their child go to school on the first day because you want them to stay at home and just stay young for eternity. You don't want them to grow the hell up. Yeah, I don't want my money to grow up either right now. I want it to kind of just stay with me and get old with me. So, yeah, I'm kind of that way right now. But as always, like, comment, subscribe, ring the notification bell. Come check me out over on eBay. I do have a page over there. I do have a thing over there on eBay. ARHOADS-2012 on eBay. I got a lot of stuff for sale. I'm going to be adding some trading card stuff up soon because I got to get rid of some of my shit to get some money coming in because no job, no money, bills take money, and yeah, there is that. What money I do have, I am stretching to its limits. So I'm not dirt ass broke, but I don't want to go dirt ass broke if I can help it. So there is that. You can also follow me over on Twitter at @OtakuRhodes. Check me out on the official Web Designer 18 Facebook page. I do have a t-shirt thing up. You can find a description. You can find a link for that in the description of this video. So check out the t-shirts. You might like one of them. If you do, pick one up. I get a profit on those. It's not the exact amount that you're selling it for, but I do get a profit. I'm wanting to start doing some stuff on Etsy. Hopefully within the next couple weeks. I'm taking what I like to call the crash course on it, but I'm trying. But yes, so like I said, like, comment, subscribe, ring the notification bell. I got eBay. Find me over on Twitter. Check out the Web Designer 18 Facebook page. I got a t-shirt shop. We have a Patreon page and a Ko-fi page if you want to help support the channel. I know I haven't updated them in a fucking dog's ears. I'm honest to God, I forget. I'm not even. I honestly forget I honestly forget to update it, and I really got to. I don't know what to put onto it, but I gotta update that. But yes, that's your standard, standard stuff. But yep. Well, there you go. So we get to go on the "How was your week, Andrew?" Just beautiful. It was freaking wonderful. So, still looking for another job. And this caused a little argument. Not between me and my mom, because first off, she understands I'm trying. She's understood that for years. Even before I had my part-time job at Five Below, she understood I was trying. It was my grandfather, my uncle, and, well, my grandfather, my grandmother, and my uncle, and the rest of the fucking family that didn't understand. There is a struggle. It's not a simple, you just go there, say, hey, give me a job, and they give you a shirt and said, can you start right now? It doesn't work like that. Because they got to do background checks, you have to fill out an application, and even though there are jobs out there, they are picky as to who they want. And I'm getting the hit of that right now again. So, yeah, this really freaking sucks, and I really don't want to go back to Five Below. So, that bridge is burned, and I really don't want to go back there. I think my mom will shoot me. But worst case scenario, I might end up having to go back, which will really make me sad. But, so this caused an argument. So, my one friend on Facebook, now, to be fair, my one friend works out at the one, there's a manufacturing plant not too far from me, and the other one works at a frickin' Walmart. And every time, for like the last couple years, whenever I had a thing on, hey, I'm looking for another job, anybody know of anything that's open, that's not retail. I remember specifically putting that on several of my posts on Facebook. That's not retail. Because I wanted, and I still do in a way, I want to stay the hell out of retail because retail's dead. It is honest. It's a fucking dinosaur that just does not want to fall over. The asteroid is hit, the food supply is gone, but for some reason, it's a zombie dinosaur that just does not want to go down. And of course, my one friend was like, come down here, apply at Walmart, apply at Walmart, apply at Walmart, apply at Walmart. Every post. It was like one of the first 3 comments. Apply at Walmart, apply at Walmart, apply at Walmart. I put in applications at Walmart. And I wanted to stay out of retail. I want to stay the hell out of retail. I really, really, really want to stay the hell out of retail. So, of course, my buddy was like, my friend was like, well, come down here and put in an application at the Walmart I work at. We're looking for people 3rd shift. Okay. I did not see anything on his, because I couldn't find the damn store that he works at. So, and that was in Walmart's thing. I'm like, you know what, screw it. There's a Walmart like 15 minutes from me. I'll just put in an application there. Maybe I can get something in there. Well, the only couple positions were ones that are forthcoming. I'm like, you know what, fine. This gives me some time to find something else, but then I have like a possibility in my back pocket. Oh my god, no, that pissed him the hell off. Because then he had, I guess it was this manager down there, pull my application from the one store that I applied at and put it into theirs. And goes, they called you twice. You gotta call them back or tell me you're not fucking interested in the job. Okay, well, first off, my friend works, or I should say ex-friends, I blocked his ass now. He works at a Walmart. That's a good 40 minutes from me. One way, 40 minutes. For me to get there, I gotta take a road that is basically a highway. And I would be doing, it would have been 3rd shift. For those of you that remember my videos when I had to do overnights for the holidays at Five Below, I do not do overnights well. I can handle, I gotta get up early in the morning and like get up at 2:30. I can do that. That's fine. I can do that. In fact, I was doing that at the full-time job that I had. I was up 2:30 in the morning. I was taking care of stuff. Was at work by 9. Didn't have a problem time-wise. Yeah, I got a little sleepy in the middle of the day, but all I had to do was just shake that off, drink a little bit of cold water, and I was fine. Honestly, I'm still a little upset that I lost that job because I could walk to work, and that really hurt me. It really hurt me when I lost that job. That broke my confidence. and I'm second guessing everything I do now. But he was a little upset because I'm not willing to drive 40 minutes to go to this freaking Walmart. And so he starts laying into me on Facebook about it. And I said, no, I got to turn this one down because it's, first off, gas is $5 a gallon where I live. Okay, it is $5 a gallon. I put $20 worth of gas in and basically had to perform CPR on my wallet the minute I got home. Because all of a sudden I looked at my wallet and said, oh yeah, by the way, you know that $20 I took out of the ATM? I had to use that whole thing for gas. I got 4 gallons. My wallet fucking flatlined. And I'm there, come on, damn it. Come on, damn it. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Don't die on me now. I'm taking 2 quarters, rubbing them together, going, clear, clear, clear. Well, you picture that. But yeah, gas is $5 a gallon. $20 got me literally 4 gallons of gas. Exactly 4 gallons. And my buddy wants me to drive 40 minutes. One way, 40 minutes. One way to go to this Walmart for a 3rd shift job. I did the math on it. For what they would have been, so I'm not going to say what they were offering because I did see the job thing then after I did finally find his store then. For what I would have been getting paid, it would not have paid. The fucking gas would have killed me. I think I actually would have been making just about what I was making when I was at Five Below, maybe like $1 more. And I'm doing the math in my head and I'm like, okay, even if it's 5 days a week, hell, even if it's 7 days a week, and I'm looking at it and I'm like, I'd be screwed. I'm like, no, because taxes and everything else gets taken out. And they take out taxes for everything. The area that you work in. Especially if it's like a commercial-ish area, they tax the hell out of your ass with that. So it's like about a good maybe $5 for that, $6 at the most. Social Security takes a cut, Medicare. All this stuff takes a cut out of it. And I'm looking at this and I'm like, okay, so basically what you're saying is I'm going to go down there, I'm going to make X amount an hour. When all said and done, I literally, this is what I do. And I actually had to argue this on Facebook. I figure out everything. Is this going to pay? Is this, because, like, okay, 40-minute drive. Is this going to pay to do this? And when I factored everything in, I figured out, okay, because there's a site you can use, and I really got to thank them for that. It was ADP. When I was still working with Five Below, that's how they give you your direct deposits. And I'm like, oh, thank God, because that's their payment company. And I'm like, oh, thank God. I'm like, oh, thank God. They have a calculator you can use to calculate how much your net pay is going to be. And I did the math on it. And I'm looking at it. I did the math. And then when I figured out everything else, at the end of the month, if I'm lucky enough to even still have the damn job, not, going off the, hey, they'll probably throw my ass out or something because I won't be moving fast enough to suit them, or they'll find some reason and go, no, we don't like him. Because, honestly, I have no confidence anymore in myself, to be honest with you. I have 0 confidence anymore. That's it. My confidence is at a whopping 0. I'm like, okay. So, in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, all right, $0 at the end of the month, okay, whatever I would be making, by the end of the month, I'd have maybe $10, 20 at the most left over. And that's factoring in gas going back and forth. When you only have one car, you're factoring gas for every little thing. Okay, need to go to the grocery store. Need to go, do the laundry because we don't have a washing machine at home. So that's, fuel 2 ways there. Down and up, down and up, down and up. My mom's using the car right now, and I'm literally factoring everything in, and I'm like, it'll still kill me. Even if my mom wouldn't be helping our friend right now, and I'm not gonna tell them that she can't help them because they were planning that already back when I was still working at Five Below, and I was even coming up I was coming up with I'll I was going to talk to my supervisor and say, hey, can I just come in on like a Thursday night and just do like a Thursday night, like Thursday afternoon, Thursday night shift instead, or just come in through Thursday morning instead of Fridays. And I don't think she would have had an issue with that. I really don't think she would have had an issue at all with that. And I was able to explain to her, look, I can't do Fridays right now because my mom needs the car. Is it possible for me to, just do this? I honestly don't think she would have had an issue with that at all. But the fact that I did the math, and I'm like, I'm not gonna tell our friend no, because she really needs the help. I'm not gonna tell her no. So I'm doing the math, and I'm like, no, it's not gonna pay. It's literally not gonna pay enough for me to go down, for me to do this 40-minute travel, even if I'm working. And the worst part is it's Walmart. I have known people, aside from my former friend here, that worked at Walmart. Hell, the one told me stay the fuck away from them. And this was years ago when I was, before I even got my part-time job at Five Below, they were like, no, stay the fuck away from Walmart. Because they're like, their hiring practices are shitty. And it's like, they want certain people, but they don't want to come out and say they only want certain people. I'm like, all right, fine. So that caused a lovely little argument this week, which, in all honesty, I'm not really going to cry that I had to block somebody on Facebook, because I'm sick and tired of it. It's every comment I had up about a job. It's like, look, I get it, but here's the newsflash for you. I've already tried applying at Walmart. All the Walmarts use the same application system. If I'm denied from one, there's no chance in hell I'm getting in another one. So there was that. So that was this week. Oh, I announced Andrew Rance is coming back. For those of you that may not have seen the announcement video, I just have to figure out, and this is a question that I'm going to pin on the comment to that. Do you want it back as the format that it was, where it's just a static image or a moving image every now and then of the logo? Or would you rather see my lovely face turning bright red in anger? Let me know, because that's going to make a difference as to how quickly I can get these recorded and everything else. Because I want to try to make my YouTube channel successful. Like I have got to get something to go right for me right now. And nothing seems to be going right for me this week. Hell, nothing seems to be going right for me at all right now. Everything was going really great, and then I lost my job. And there goes my confidence. There went everything else. I'm like, yeah, no. So now I have no idea. But yeah, so that has been my week. It has basically been complaints of you're not looking for a job hard enough. You're being too picky. When it comes to $5 a gallon for gas, yes, I will be a little picky on that. When it's going to cost me more gas. I mean, if it's something around where I live, like I'm going to say this, within a 15 to 20 minute radius of me traveling, that's fine. Because I know the side streets around here. I know, okay, so instead of taking this way, I can go this way instead. If there'd be an accident going down to this other Walmart, I don't know that section of town. I don't know that area that well. I'll end up getting lost, get late, and fired. I don't have GPS, and contrary to what everybody seems to think, I do not have a smartphone. I have a dumb smartphone. I mean, that's... I don't know. I'm ready to give up with the freaking world at this point. But yes, that's been my week. Let me know how your weeks went. And let's get into the podcast, shall we? Because there's a lot to do this week. It's going to be a lot of fun, too. Alright, so last weekend, this was going up all over Twitter, and I did not know who this guy was. I'm like, who is this person? I did not know anything about it, and it was like Sunday night this was going up, and I've seen it then Monday morning a bit more. So, voice actor Billy Kametz, and I do apologize if I am mispronouncing the name, I really do, has passed away of stage 4 colon cancer. He was 35 years old, and this, honestly, I did not know who this person was, and I'm going to say that. truthfully and honestly, I did not know who you were. I apologize that I didn't know who you were, but I honestly didn't know who you were. So apparently, there was a GoFundMe page that was created to help pay for the funeral, and they broke the news to the fans, writing in part, know that he left this world peacefully, knowing how loved he is and always will be. I miss my friend terribly, but it comforts me that his legacy will continue with his work and all of the fans who are even now discovering what an extraordinary man he was. The GoFundMe page raised $186,099 as of the writing of this article that I'm reading from. It's an Take Your USA article. Way past its $150,000 goal. It's going to stay active until June 14th, so it's no longer active then. So the money earned can go towards his celebration of life and his funeral. It's basically the funeral and the wake. It's going to take place, ironically, today. As I'm recording this, it's taking place Saturday the 18th. I'm not going to say where. Ironically, it's in Pennsylvania. Oh, okay. It's in Pennsylvania, but I'm not going to say where. I can't because I'm not putting this up until tomorrow. So yeah, it's taking place, it's in the article too, so it's common knowledge. At the Blessed Virgin Mary Catholic Church in Middletown, Pennsylvania. Wow, I don't even know where Middletown is. I don't know where Middletown is. If you want to honor Krametz further, his family is asking for donations to be given to the Colon Cancer Coalition. And you can donate in his name if you want to. Written condolences can be sent to the funeral home, and an obituary posted on the GoFundMe page said the following. Anyone who has met Billy will tell you he is one of the most sincere, humble, and loving people they have ever met. His infectious personality and smile always lit up a room with so much joy and happiness. Billy always left a positive impression on anyone he came in contact with. His love for his family, friends, and girlfriend was always most important to him, and that love will carry on forever. Billy, a voice actor, though, was well known for many roles, including Josuke... I'm going to mispronounce this, too. Higashikata... what the hell is that from? Who cares? Naofumi Iwatani. Yeah, screw that. Basically, he did a lot of voiceover roles. He dreamed of becoming an actor since his early childhood. He got his break with Disney as part of the entertainment staff on the Disney Cruise Line, and then later moved to California, where he was offered the role of Aladdin in Disneyland's musical Spectacular. His love for his work as an actor and unforgettable voice will continue to entertain fans and always be remembered. Billy was always most gracious towards all of his fans and appreciated the opportunity to do something he loved so much every day. So, yeah, not really much on here. You actually have to look up who he is. And I actually did. Because I'm like, okay, who is this guy? Well, I honestly don't think I've ever actually seen a series that he was in. But honestly, it's still sad when somebody, passes away like that, massively, loved by fans and everything else. But I don't really know of any series off the top of my head. So I had to IMDb. Thank God that there's IMDb, because I don't think you'd be able to survive in this world without IMDb. I sure as hell would not be able to survive in this world without IMDb, because I would not be able to know who any of these people are that I need to know information about. So, provided it loads the hell up now, which it doesn't seem to want to. Of course not. Load up. Oh, come on, don't glitch on me now. Why are you going so slow? Oh, it's not a podcast unless something weird happens. Let's try this again. Come on. I want to know, what roles did he play in? I get to IMDb him. If IMDb doesn't come up, I'm going to Wikipedia his ass. All right, here we go. So he was a Los Angeles-based actor, originally from Hershey, Pennsylvania. Wow. Oh shit, Hershey. Damn, I know where that is. I toured the chocolate factory when I was in I think it was middle school. I went on the tour of the chocolate factory. I went on the tour of the chocolate factory. So yeah, he was born in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. Hey, I know where that is. Hey, I know where Lancaster is. Yeah, I know where that is. Damn. Oh, damn. Yeah, it's a small. It is a small world, isn't it? So born March 22nd, 1987 in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. Died June 9th, 2022 in Hershey, Pennsylvania. Okay, so here we go. The list of filmography here. 104 credits to his name. Attack on Titan. He was in Attack. So he did the voice of Attack on Titan. Sunset Thaw, Sneak Attack, Judgment, and Above and Below. He was the voice of Niccolo and other voices as well. I'm not going to show all the 8 of the episodes, so there's that. Fire Emblem Warriors 3 Hopes, the video game, post-production. He was Ferdinand. Brawl Stars, he was Colt. Black Desert Eternal Winter, he was Lando. Triangle Strategy, he was Jerome. Relayer, he was Director of Defense Isaac. Monkey Kid, he was McKee, I think. Little Sorcerer, he was the voice of Olaf. Demon Slayer, he was Rui in the English version. Final Faction, he was Scope. Pokemon! Here we go. See, like I said, I didn't know anything. I had to IMDb him, and then it's like, I didn't think I actually... Here you go. He actually was. He was Ren / Ash's Rotom Phone. Yeah. Resident Evil Infinite Darkness, he was Patrick. Seven Deadly Sins, he was Arden. Vivi, 4Ti Song, he was in that. Welcome to Demon School, he was in that. 86. The Way of the House Husband TV series, he did voiceover in that. Marvel's Long Story Short, he was Deadpool. God help him. Beastars, yeah, he was in that. High Rise Invasion, Supposed Kid from the Last Dungeon, Boonies moved to a starter town. What the fuck? Yeah, he was in that. He was Alan in that. Earth Defense Force World Brothers, he was Lightning Alpha Airstrike Unit. Fire Force, he was Hajiki. So yeah, there's just a lot of them. Shin Megami Tensei 3. Wasteland 3, Agarasuko. I remember these things. We were selling them at they were selling them at Five Below. But yeah, there's just like so many of them on here. So yeah, he had a laundry list. He had a laundry list here. He was in Boruto. Oh, he was okay. Okay, here you go. Now I got it. The voice of Metal Lee in Boruto, the English version. There you go. There you go. So I'm like, the name didn't strike a familiarity with me. Okay, there you go. Final Fantasy VII Remake, he was additional voices. One Punch Man, A Hero Nobody Knows video game, he was voice in that. There's a long list. He was in the Owl House. Science Fell in Love, so I tried to prove it. There's so many, yeah. So, they made an English dub of that? Oh, god damn it! They made an English dub of that one? Fuck. Gundam Build Divers Rewrite. They made an English dub of Re-Rise? Why didn't anybody tell me? I was watching the Japanese ones for the long. Why did nobody tell me they made an English dub? Why did nobody tell me this? Why was I not informed? You learn so much when a person dies. But yes, he was a Hiroto Kuga in that. But yeah, there's just a laundry list here. Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games, Tokyo 2020 video game. He was the male announcer. So yeah, there was a laundry list here. Pokemon Masters video game. He was the voice of Blue. Yeah, there's just the Rising Shield hero. One Punch Man. He was additional voices. Bungo Stray Dogs, Promere, Beyblade Burst. AFK Arena, he was a voice in that. He was a white blood cell in Cells at Work. Backstreet Girls, oh god. He's additional voices in that. So yeah, there's just a lot in here, but yeah, definitely. And this literally goes back. But it's also in Neon Genesis Evangelion, the TV series, and the redub. Death and Rebirth, The End of Evangelion. He was Shigeru Oba. Phantasy Star Online 2, Family Guy, The Quest for the Staff. I am not touching the characters he was on, though, on that one. Because I saw the one, I'm like, okay. Then I saw the other two, I'm like, yeah, I'm really not touching this. If you want to look that up, IMDb him, it's all the way down at the bottom of the credits there. I am not touching that. I am so not touching that one. I'm not touching that. ReZero, Brawl Stars, like I said, he was Colt. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Otsumatsu-san. Let's see, I'll Be Back, Be the Beginning. Yeah, there's a laundry list here. So this is obviously not somebody that just did voice acting on like a weekend or a hobby. No, he was good at it. So it is sad that he's passed away. So if we can, like we usually do here, let's have a moment of silence, please, in memory of, this person that we lost here. Farewell, friend. Alright, so who out there remembers Resident Evil Village? The Resident Evil game that Capcom hyped the holy fuck out of. They teased it with this 7-foot tall, what was she, like 7 or 9 foot tall woman, very well built, and everybody's like freaking shipping her ass. There was fan art made of her. People were just like they were going batshit crazy over her. It was Lady Dimitrescu. And they were just going batshit crazy over her. Okay? Well, remember how well that game was received? Yeah. Let's remember that for a moment. How well was the game received again? It failed? You don't fucking say. Yeah. So what happens? Well, yeah. The game really wasn't that greatly received. While it was kind of good, they toned down the violence apparently after Resident Evil 7 because, as Angry Joe put it, who in the Quaker fuck thought that was a good idea to tone down the violence? He's like, who in the Quaker fuck thought that was a good idea? It's like, we gotta tone down the violence. This game is too violent. These people, it's too violent. I like how he just worded that. Who in the Quaker fuck thought that was a good idea? That's a good question. So, if you ever wanted to play that thing, you didn't have like a massively powerful computer, and you're like, oh, I don't really want to spend money on a game system. I don't want to buy the PS4 just to get one game, God forbid. Well, now you can play it on your internet browser. Yep. They released another Resident Evil Village demo. This is Capcom. It doesn't include more content than the early previews, but it does have the distinct advantage of being playable from your internet browser, thanks to immersive Steam for games, a licensable version of Google Stadia's tech. I want to say that. A licensable version of Google's Stadia tech. We all remember how well Google Stadia bombed. That was a train wreck. That was a train wreck that we're still trying to find the black box from. The appropriately named Resident Evil Online streaming demo lets you play through the game's previous Village and Castle demos via Chrome on PC and Safari on iOS, without downloading anything. Yeah, right. My ass. It also supports PlayStation and Xbox controllers in addition to the obvious keyboard and mouse scheme. The resolution, though, will top out at 1080p, and it does not use HDR, but it's still impressive nonetheless. They had spent some time in this, people that wrote the article, and the graphics leave a lot to be desired. Yeah, you can confirm that it's Resident Evil Village, but the graphics leave a lot to be desired. But the frame rate and latency were almost identical to playing the game on their PS5. Yeah, because they're going to make sure you still have the frame rate. Let's be honest about this for a minute. They're still going to make sure that you have the frame rate. Because, look, the graphics may not be the world's greatest. It's a fucking, it's a browser extension in a way, basically. They're going to make sure you at least have decent frame rate. The graphics are going to suck, but you're going to have frame rate. And it tops out at 1080p. Have you ever seen 1080p? Have you ever actually seen 1080p? That is, you cannot tell a difference at 1080p. Well, I'm used to HDR. Have you seen 1080p? Then you've seen HDR. It's 1080p. Yeah. It's basically... your experience, though, will vary depending on the speed of your internet connection. Which, here we go. Because this is the one issue that I still... This is going to be a rant at some point. So I'm bringing that back. But you have internet providers that, for people like me that live out in the boonies, we get 0.1 megabit per second. And I recently think, because I got an email... because I have Verizon. So I got an email from Verizon informing me that there was a change onto my account for my internet, but that it's not going to affect anything. My price is still going to be the same and everything else. What I'm thinking is they got rid of the low tier that I was in and bumped everybody up a tier. Because they're probably like, look, 3G's gone. We have more access now to faster speeds. It means we can, it's like... The people that were at this tier can be moved up to this tier because this is now the new low tier, and that's basically what they were paying before. That's the new low tier. That's what I'm kind of thinking it was. But Capcom is suggesting, get ready for this one, folks, 10 megabits per second or higher. 10 megabits per second. You'd be better off just buying the fucking game and playing it on a fucking console. 10 megabits per second or higher. Do you realize that there is nobody out there, okay, that would have a 10 megabit per second? If they already have that, they're fucking streaming games. What do you think? Everybody has... what do you think? Everybody has like 10 megabit internet connections or 5 megabit internet connections? No. 10 megabits per second or higher. 10 Mbps or higher. That's what Capcom's suggesting for you to get a decent experience with this. Once again, I'm baffled at the fact that what in the hell? I'm just honestly a little I don't really know where to go with that. However, the author also said that writing about games professionally can be a challenge. It's a constant tug of war, wanting to remain professional while also expressing excitement and joy about our little electronic toys. We shouldn't be in the business of writing mini commercials. I worried that that's exactly what I was doing with this blog until I realized why I thought the browser demo was so cool. It's accessible. Yes, provided you have 10 megabits per second or higher internet. Who the fuck do you think you are? Resident Evil Village is great. Anything that removes a barrier for entry for folks who want to try it before wasting bandwidth and or spending $60 is worth celebrating. No, if you need 10 megabits per second or higher internet speed in order to even play this, if that's what they're suggesting, which means that they could easily there could be a line of code in this that could be stopping anybody that doesn't have 10 megabits and going, look, we're going to have to reduce the gameplay graphics. You're not going to get 1080p, which means your game's going to look like shit. We're going to have to bump it down to maybe 460 or no, be 480 or 360, and you're just gonna have to deal with that. What? Yeah, you just have to freaking deal with that. Oh, great. So I have to deal with that. And I got to deal with that how? Oh, we recommend you get higher internet speed. If you really want to enjoy this, you need 10 megabits or higher per second. Who the fuck has 10 megabits or higher per second? If you live in the fucking boondocks, it's set by the amount of space, the area that you are, X amount of miles out is all the higher tiers they can go. If you, like, this is how it was explained to me. And I'm going to try to remember this as best as I can, but this is how it was explained to me. Because we had an issue with the internet years ago. And I mean, like, years ago. And this is when the person explained it to me. Because they actually came in to make sure, because they checked the box outside, and he wanted to make sure that, you know, it didn't screw up going inside, that there wasn't an issue between the two sections. So he quick checked the one thing. So he goes, nope, because it's good. He just did that of his own. He wanted to double and triple check it to make complete sure. He goes, I didn't put down that I did that. He goes, I did this for my peace of mind. But basically, here's the gist of it, okay? This is what it was. Here's the gist of it. If the internet provider's hub is, let's say, smack dab in the middle of a city, X amount of miles out is what they can do in a radius. So if you live, let's say, within a 30-mile radius of it, that means you can get X, you know, you're able to go up to this, you know, speed limit. That's all the higher they can take you, legally. The further out you go, the lower it is, because they can't shoot it, they can charge you for it, but you're never going to get it, and that's how it was explained to me. So, yeah, oh, it's accessible. Oh, it's accessible, provided you have 10 megabits or higher per second internet. It's accessible. So it's not accessible. Oh, but it's accessible. You can play it online, and you can play it from your phone, and oh yeah, it's really great. It's a goddamn fucking demo. It's a goddamn demo for a game that was released, I want to say 2 fucking years ago. This isn't a game that it's coming out next month, or a game that's coming out, you know, like next year. This was released 2 fucking years ago, at least. When the hell did it come out? When did Resident Evil Village come out? I can look. When did it? Hold on. When did it come? When did Village come out? It's got a 10 out of 10. Okay, all right. Over a year ago. All right, my apologies. Over a year ago. They probably had beta testers out. They probably had beta testing and shit out beforehand. Okay. Hey, guess what? Okay, that's a year ago. You're putting out a demo for a game that is put out a year ago. This thing has been released, reviewed, beat the hell, and there's fucking DLC coming out. Literally looking at the Google search here I did for this. You literally Google search Resident Evil Village. And the top stories, you got Capcom announces Resident Evil Village Winter's Expansion. Resident Evil Village DLC coming October 28th includes Shadow of Rose. Resident Evil Village's Shadow of Rose DLC is harder than the base game. Capcom Showcase June 2022. Everything announced, including Resident Evil Village. Those are the first 4 top story articles in the fucking Google search. This thing's getting DLC that's coming out, which we knew. The gamers knew that there was DLC coming out. You left that fucking cliffhanger ending to just bitch slap people in the face. So you knew that there was a goddamn sequel in the works, if not fucking DLC. The game was nowhere near finished. It was DLC. Oh, there's DLC coming. Oh no, there's DLC coming. Why is there's DLC? How's there DLC? Because there's DL frickin' C. That's how. There is DL frickin' C coming. Of course there's DLC coming. Why wouldn't there be DLC in a freaking game that's based on Resident fucking Evil? well, I don't understand why everybody's upset about it. No, I understand perfectly why people are a little uppity about it. Hey, here's a newsflash for you. It's DLC again. Downloadable content. That seems to be the name of the game anymore when it comes to the freaking games. It's DLC. Almost every game nowadays is getting DLC added to it. Look at Pokemon even got fucking DLC added to it. I mean, okay, it's going to be DLC, but it's expanding upon the end of the game, which we knew was coming. You tease the end of that game where you have his freaking daughter, Rose, is being picked up at the end of Resident Evil Village. She's being picked up. She makes a comment that, quote, I can destroy you. Because, of course, the boulder punching asshole, he pretty much knows how powerful she is. He was well aware of it. She goes, I can end you. And she's looking right at the guy that's picking up. She goes, I can end you. He doesn't know half the stuff I can do. It's like, of course he doesn't know half the stuff you can do. How would he know half the stuff you can do? Look, I'm going to safely say this. As far as DLC goes, unless you're bringing back the freaking character, because what annoyed a lot of fans, and honestly, even I was kind of shocked by this when I was watching the gameplay of it, and I was watching people play through this. You had Lady Dimitrescu. Now, if you remember her, she's, like I mentioned, very tall, very voluptuous. Everybody was simping her ass the minute that trailer hit. Capcom knew what they were doing. They played the sexy factor. Sex sells. We'll get those horny nerds. We'll get them. We'll get them. They're gonna be ours. We'll get those horny nerds. That's what they did. And how they did this was they had her front and center for all their marketing, for all the freaking demos that were playable. You saw her and it's like, oh my god, this is gotta be like so late in the game, but it's gonna be worth it. We could be there for. No, she's the first boss of the game. Not counting the little village that ironically takes the goddamn name. That little tiny village that you're in at the start. No, she's the first boss. She's literally the first freaking boss of the game. She's the first boss. Guess what? You kill her, and you still have 3 more to go through before you get to the big baddie Miranda herself. It's like, yeah, okay. Yeah. And that, honestly, I think that pissed off a lot of the nerds. I think that upset them, because they're like, oh my god, no, she's gone. I don't want to play this anymore. Because it's like, they're, like, well, their boner died. Their boners died. They're done. They're done. They can't sit there and spank it to her now. Nope. Now they have to go do something else with their lives. That's sad. That's honestly the point that annoys the hell out of me, in a way. And it's mostly because of the fact that they never tried. You look right at it. They never freaking tried to make this a viable experience. Oh, yeah, gameplay-wise, yeah, graphics are great, customization's cool, a hell of a lot of backtracking, and you have to do a lot, and I mean a lot of inventory management in this. But, that wouldn't be Resident Evil without that. But at the end of the day, the DLC is coming out. So why are you putting out a demo when the DLC is coming out? Well, people might want to play for the... It has been out for a year! It has been... I would have loved to have been just sitting in that boardroom. Just sitting in... screw not even the boardroom. Just sitting in on... I hate meetings. I would have loved to have just been sitting in on that meeting and going, look, here's the thing. Okay? Here's the deal. This game came out a year ago! Well, we're going to put the demo out so you can play it on your browser. The game has been out for a year! But the demo, we can put on browsers. Are you listening to yourself? The game has been out for a year! Anybody that has played it. They know the story inside out, upside down, backwards, left, right, sideways. There is a goddamn puppet parody of this thing that is out there on YouTube. It has been out for a year. But we want to get people excited for the deal. It's been out for a year! If they haven't played it before, if they haven't bought it before, they're not going to buy it now. It's been out for a year. Do I need to spell this out for you in bright ass crystal? It's been out for a year. If you want to play this, you have to have 10 megabits or higher internet per second. Just watch somebody play it on YouTube. Let me just save you the trouble here. Just watch somebody play it on YouTube. Just watch a Let's Player. If it seems interesting to you, if you want to drop $60 and buy it, go for it. If it doesn't seem interesting to you, you don't want to drop $60, then don't get it. There's literally a divide in this that is half a mile wide at best. Either you want to drop the $60 and play it, or you don't want to drop the $60. There is no middle ground on this. This is Capcom with their, well, we know the game sucked. We're trying to get people hyped about it again. Maybe if they play it with the browser and it's accessible, that's not going to make a difference. The game's been out for a year. It's been out for a fucking year. They're not going to want to play. It doesn't matter if the graphics look beautiful. It's been out for a year. At this point, lock the bitch back in the stable. She's done. I mean, the launch trailer was what? The launch trailer was 33 seconds long. I'm literally watching it right now. The launch trailer was 33 seconds long. You're literally playing as Ethan. You find out that, I would say spoiler, but the game's been out for a year. His daughter's kidnapped. He's got to try to save her. How's she kidnapped? Oh, because Leon decides to go in there and take her because, well, apparently Miranda had infiltrated, and the one that he thought was his wife isn't actually his wife. Wow. That's it? Yeah, that's it. The one he thought was his wife wasn't actually his wife. Turns out Mia's been kidnapped the entire time in a freaking dungeon. Miranda was using her to get at Rose because Rose is basically this, I don't even freaking care. The whole point is you're playing as Ethan. Basically, one more time into the breach. What the fuck? Let's go. Let's do this. I gotta get my daughter back. It's like Harrison Ford in that joke. I want my family back. Where's my family? Give me back my family. That's the entire joke. And the whole deal is, there you go. That's it. And he goes in, takes out the four horsemen of the apocalypse. If you think about it, they're the four horsemen of the apocalypse. He takes them out, stops Rapture from happening, and sacrifices himself because he realizes that he's mold. No, he's literally mold. He died in Resident Evil 7. He has been living on borrowed fucking time. That's it. He has been literally living on borrowed time. So because of that, he can't do anything. Because he's been living on borrowed time. Way to go! Who freaking cares? I just shake my head at the level of stupidity that this brings. It boggles my mind so much that this game exists like this. It boggles my mind so badly that this game exists like this, and at the same time, look, graphics-wise, it looks beautiful. I'm not going to lie about that. Story-wise, it sucks. You kill off the character that you use for all your marketing in the first, not even the first hour. And yeah, there you go. That's your entire game. If you want to play it, just watch somebody play it on YouTube and go buy it or go buy it. Don't do the demo. It's accessible, yeah, provided you got 10 megabits per second or higher internet. If you don't, just watch somebody play it on YouTube in 1080p. It's just as good. Alright, speaking of games that suck, anybody remember Todd Howard? Show of hands, who remembers Todd Howard? Remember him, the guy that praised Bethesda Studios for making Fallout 76? ironically, those two numbers add up to 13, which is not a good thing. This is bad luck and bad news, and that's what this was. But yes, Todd Howard went out and basically was telling everybody how beautiful and wonderful Starfield's going to be. Here's what you can expect from Starfield. What's Starfield? Well, basically, it's going to be Skyrim in space. So you mean to tell me there's going to be a... So wait a minute. So does that mean that there was a parody song, It Just Works? Does that mean that the Millennium Falcon with dragon wings is actually going to be a thing now? Because that's scary. That video predicted this. That's scary as fuck to me. I swear to God, if one of these fucking ships has dragon wings on it, and it flies around space with dragon wings, I'm done. I'm fucking done. I'm done. I'm freaking done if that happens. I'm done. I'll stick a fork in my ass. I'm finished. That'll be it for me. But yeah, over the weekend, though, you got your first look, and this would have been last weekend, by the way. Yeah, they got to look at how Starfield's going to play. Now director Todd Howard, has shared a bevy of more granular details in a new interview with IGN. Well, folks, hike up your socks and grab your Crocs. We're about to tread through some bullshit. We're about to tread through some bullshit here. Yeah, so grab your socks and hike up your Crocs. So grab your Crocs and hike up your socks. We're about to tread through some bullshit here. The main takeaway is that Starfield is bigger than any of Bethesda's previous games and aims to let you do everything from roleplay as a space chief to fight pirates in mech warrior style ship combat. So you know none of that shit's happening. So none of that's happening. Because remember, Todd Howard came out and was singing all the shit you could do in Fallout 76. And none of it came to pass. At least not when it launched. It was like DLC after DLC after DLC that finally got you that. And patch after patch after patch. So yeah, Todd Howard, nope. I'm not buying that bullshit. Yep, we're already... it's already thigh deep in the bullshit here. Damn! Wow, I thought we'd be like calf deep. No, we're thigh deep in the bullshit. Whoa! It's getting kind of hard to trudge through here. But during Sunday's Xbox and Bethesda showcase, Howard took prospective players on a tour of Starfield's galaxies, from warehouse shootouts to neon-lit cities and beyond. The presentation ended with a line that Starfield will have over 1,000 planets you can visit. Bullet! I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I have I have a hairball or something. I don't know. Yeah. Feels like No Man's Sky trying to dry hump Fallout 76. It's trying to... This is basically reading like No Man's Sky is trying to double team Fallout 76 and Skyrim, and it's fucking up miserably. It's trying to stick in both those pies, and it ain't happening. It ain't happening. Yeah. I got a huge reaction. Exciting some and stilling in others like me, cautious concern. It's Todd Howard, folks. I'm sorry. It's Todd Howard. If you're not concerned about anything coming out of his mouth, that's a problem. If you are one of the... I apologize, by the way, if you find this offensive, but if you're one of the dumb sheep that have been listening to him for centuries... and for years going out, beautiful, Fallout 76 was going to be in. You bought that and you're like, oh, it's fine. And that abomination onto the gaming gods. And you're saying that was fine. You, my friends, need help. Massive help. I can't stress that enough that you need help. Yeah. In a deep dive interview with IGN, though, Howard went into more detail about what he meant and what players should expect from other aspects of the game. Well, we're already thigh deep in the bullshit. Let's see if we can go waist deep. Howard was pretty frank, though, in the interview that many of Starfield's planets will be procurely generated and unexceptional. Players can visit them to get resources or hang out because they like the view and want to build their base there. Time on these planets was likened to revisiting the Elder Scrolls II Daggerfall with some gameplay and some random content. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Fuck? So you're basically saying that the planets are going to suck. They're going to have thousands of planets, but we're going to cheap out on it. Players might just go there to get resources, so it's going to be No Man's Sky, basically. Yeah, anybody ever saw Angry Joe's review of No Man's Sky? It's like, weapon depleted, recharging. Oxygen low, recharging. Weapon depleted, inventory full. God damn it! That's gonna be like that all over again. And Bethesda didn't even have a hand. I don't even think Bethesda... Did Bethesda do No Man's Sky? I don't think they did. I don't think they did No Man's Sky. Please God, tell me they didn't do No Man's Sky. No, it was Hello Games did No Man's Sky. Oh God. So yeah. Yeah, this is look, but your game's gonna be compared to No Man's Sky. You already have first off, they already have a horrible track record with Fallout 76. So anything that's coming out of Todd Howard's mouth in way of improvements and uniqueness for other games, I am instantly taking with a massive grain of fucking salt. And I mean, like, this is a dose that one lick of this is gonna put my heart in a cardiac arrest. That is the massive grain of salt that I have here. This grain of salt is literally the size of a fucking bedroom. Okay, and I'm talking a bedroom in a fucking McMansion. Okay, the Kardashians are basically, living with this giant grain of salt. Okay, that's the size of this thing. It's like an amphitheater. So while most will be procurely generated, the ones that are designed by hand will be clearly signposted so players won't get lost fooling around on a mostly empty space rock if they don't want to. Oh, so they're adding in dimwit mode. Oh, well, now that makes sense now. I don't want to go and explore the galaxy. Let me explore the galaxy. I can fight pirates in a mech battle. I can be a captain on my own ship. I can sail the intergalactic seas of space. But you're going to tell me which planets are handmade and which ones are just generated so that I'm not wasting my time planting my flag on this tiny little pebble when over there on Howard Land, there's a massive... Fuck that! God, I should have did a rant on this one. God damn. No, that's bullshit. Yeah. Howard also said that there is not a huge gap between procurely generating one planet and procurely generating a whole bunch. No, because if you're making one, it's cheaper to make them in bulk. Because then you can sell them in bulk and make your money back. Oh god, that's it. There you go. That's going to be the DLC. They're going to sell you planets now. My god. That's what it's going to be, DLC. You can buy this planet. No, fuck, that's going to be microtransaction. Microtransaction. You can buy this planet in a microtransaction. That's it. It's going to be microtransactional planets. You want to call this planet your own? For $25.99, this planet can be yours. You like the look here, you like the feel, you like the dirt. We're going to sell you this procurely made planet, or produce it, yeah. This computer-generated planet here, not the one that we made by hand. This is one that we had our AI system piss whip out of a factory line. We'll sell you this for $25.99. But if you would rather have this beautiful handmade crafted world right over here, this one right over here, this one right over here in the star chart, see this one right here? We'll sell you this one for $89.99. That's $29.99. That's right. That's $20 off the MSRP. We'll cut you a good deal. I'll knock $20 off the sticker price. And this planet can be yours. You can drive it out of here today. How's that sound for you? Because it's Todd Howard. They're fucking microtransaction the fuck out of this shit. Look at Fallout 76. $18 for a blue. For a fucking color change. They're charging $18 to color change power armor. I would not be surprised they're going to sell you ships in this. Hey, for $100 you can get the Star Cruiser X75J. What does this thing have over the X75A? Well, the J stands for Jettin' Cool. And on top of that, it's got higher shields, higher win ratio. Weapons are kind of sucky. But you can go to warp speed, warp factor 10 on this baby. And basically zoom around the galaxy in the blink of an eye and be back here in time for the football game. How about it? Look, for $100 right now, $99.99, you can walk this baby right out the door. Come on, I'll give you the keys right now. $100 and this baby's all yours. Yeah. No. But I love this, though. He's suggesting that it might not be a huge drain on the development resources some skeptics have worried it could be. No, it's going to be, because now you're just going to have them generate computerly generated worlds because you're too cheap to actually cop out and buy some fucking decent employees. We have done more handcrafting in this game content-wise than any game we've done. So you're actually taking the time and effort to sit down and fix the story and make it visually appealing? Oh, I'm sorry. Story? There is no story. It's called microtransactions. You're living the life of an intergalactic pirate, yet you're gonna have to spend money in order to live that life as a pirate. So to live the life of a virtual pirate and a virtual space captain of your own ship, you're gonna have to work a 9-to-5 job and pay all your bills so that you can still push out $90 into this game to buy fuel for your ship. Woo! All right. There we go. A running theme in the interview, though, is that everything in Starfield is bigger, and that includes its critical path. The main quests change in-game like Fallout 4 were sub 30 hours. But Howard said Starfield's main story could take some players close to 40. You do realize that hardcore gamers will spend 2 straight days on a game. They will plan weekends out for this. They will go, hey, I requested off. I took a personal day. We're going to play this game the whole weekend. They may not have to work Fridays or Mondays, and they may have had to come in on like a Sunday or a Saturday, and they're like, I can't make it in this Saturday. I got personal reasons, and I put in the time for it. They get the game. Now that they have the game, they're going to go and play the hell out of it. And that means they're going to spend 72 hours straight on this. So you mean to tell me that they're going to be playing this for like 72 hours straight, and then they're going to be pissed off because the game sucks, and then they're going to come right after you. So remember that, Howard. Yeah, come on. While final tuning on the game is ongoing. Final tuning? Oh, for the love of Christ. Yeah, it still doesn't have a precise release date in early 2023. Oh, of course not. Starfield's main quest chain currently has a lot more content. It's more quests, so it might be 20% more than our previous ones, he told IGN. Time will tell if it's more memorable than the others. Time will tell if the game doesn't suck! While Starfield has over 1,000 planets, Howard confirmed that there are only 4 main cities. The biggest of which is New Atlantis. It's the home of the main Constellation faction that Howard describes as NASA meets Indiana Jones meets the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. What? What? It's NASA meets Indiana Jones meets the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen? Did you fall asleep watching FX again? That explains. He fell asleep watching the FX channel. They must have been having Apollo 13, Indiana Jones, the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, and the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen on. He fell asleep during those movies again. That's what. Howard, you need to get more sleep, buddy. You need to get more sleep. Go get yourself a prostitute or something. You need to get some sleep. You need to have somebody just like stroke your head a bit. Not that head, your actual head, you moron. Get your mind out of the gutter. And that way you can just kind of like drift off to sleep. Pay them to do that. Yeah, come on. God. And by the way, there actually were people. There's an entire like True Hollywood story about like prostitution and that. And the one girl that was in it for like 5 years said that one of the questions was like, what is one of the most weirdest things you've ever had to do? She goes, client just called me had me just lay there next to him. She didn't have to do him or anything. He just wanted a warm body next to him for the night. Because his wife had died, and he just wanted a warm body next to him for the night. And I'm like, okay, so it's like, yeah, but still. Fuck that crap. There you can practice the culinary arts, work on your ship, and no doubt pick hundreds of locks. Howard is promising that New Atlantis will be Bethesda's biggest bustling RPG city yet. Work on your culinary art? What the fuck is this? Am I cooking or am I a space pirate? Howard, we need to talk here. You're all over the fucking road again. You're drunk, go home. Okay? No, you're drunk. You're drunk, go home. You're drunk. God! Picking hundreds of locks. Okay, so you're dragging in that shit from Fallout. Work on your ship. Okay, that makes sense. You're in a fucking space dock. Practice the culinary arts. Unless those culinary arts are sword dueling and blaster shooting, you're cooking in a fucking space. What am I gonna be camping on the surface of a planet, and this little tiny creature's gonna come up, and I'm gonna give it this little tiny potato wedge, and it's gonna look at it, it's gonna eat it up, and it's gonna come up and cuddle my leg and say that it loves me? Fuck off. This is stupid. By far the most interesting nuggets, though, from the interview were on the topic of spaceflight. Howard confirmed that you won't travel seamlessly back and forth between the surface of the stars. Between the surface and the stars. If you try to really spend a lot of time engineering the in-between, that sequence you're just spending a lot of time on something that's really not important to the players. But once you're in space, there's plenty to do. Engaging in dogfights with other ships. Are you sure they really wouldn't want to see their ship land? Not gonna lie, I actually got a kick out of seeing that in Freelancer. That was a damn fine landing sequence in that. Players' spaceships will have a limited power supply that can be routed into three different weapon systems, engines, and shields, and a grav drive that allows you to dodge in space. Have you ever seen science fiction? You have a limited power supply that can be routed into three different weapon systems, engines, and shields. So it's either shields up, weapons hot, or get the fuck out of Dodge. It's rock, paper, scissors, and you're still fucked either way. But there's a gravity drive that allows you to dodge in space. Oh, fuck this shit. He describes this pacing as similar to Mech Warrior. Oh, come on! Players can dock and board other ships they discover or steal them outright. So it's piracy in space! About fucking time. There will also be unique dialogue and quest beats that can occur in these parts of the games. You're ready to check that this thing is not gonna cash. As they said, though, the main takeaway is that Starfield is bigger than any of Bethesda's frickin' titles to date. How it will translate into interesting storytelling and memorable player movements remains to be seen. One thing, though, that Howard wasn't asked about during this interview was what toll, if any, Starfield's creation is taking on the development team, or why it was delayed from November 11th into 2023. Of course not, because he's not going to come right out and say that the game fucking sucks. Because you got to remember, Fallout 76's buggy launch was a product of messy production cycles, fucking management, people wanting to rather jump headfirst off the fucking roof of the building than work on the goddamn game. And this is how you're gonna answer the call, huh? Todd, you're drunk, go home. That's all I got. Todd, you're drunk, go home. Somebody call him a cab, he's drunk. Get him home. I didn't know they let the sad drunk guy in here again. You're drunk, go home. I really wish that Netflix would just stay the fuck out of anime at this point. But, so, Cyberpunk Edgerunners. The trailer's showing off Trigger's take on the game. And, honestly, the trailer looks good. I just wish it wouldn't be on Netflix. I wish it would not be a Netflix series. because I want Netflix to stay I want Netflix to not touch anything that comes from Japan. I want them to stay the hell out of anime. I want them to stay off of live action stuff. But this does not look bad. Studio Trigger has done a lot of decent, and I do mean a lot of decent anime in the last couple of years. Promare was really good. Kill la Kill. Oh, no, they didn't do that. Oh, yeah, they did. Yeah, Fine Folks Studio leading the charge. Yeah. Oh, well, whatever. Well, they also did Gridman, the Gridman anime, so that was really good. That was Trigger. But yeah, this does look pretty good. I won't lie about that. But holy Christ, I just wish it wouldn't be Netflix. But for those of you that don't know what Cyberpunk is, Cyberpunk 2077 was a game that was released by CD Projekt Red, and it was a buggy mess. Basically, it was CD Projekt Red's answer to Fallout 76 and showing Bethesda, hey, look, we can make a shittier game than you, and players still love us. Well, to be fair, they had made The Witcher before that, but yeah, so... but they previously revealed plans for an anime, and the fine folks at Studio Trigger leading the charge. So it's actually pretty cool. Yeah. So the one person that's in charge of this is directing. They were the ones that did Premiere and Kill la Kill. So yeah, there's plenty of things on here. They got character designers, music. But Netflix came through with the new trailer and a visual for the 10-episode series. Thank God it's only 10 episodes. Edgerunners is coming to Netflix this September, so you can look at the trailer below. God help us all. I'm sorry, but I have no... I don't have high hopes anymore when it comes to Netflix and anime series. Then again, I don't have high hopes when it comes to Netflix and anything. The Netflix Geeked Twitter account also shared a special clip. Remember how the Maelstrom gang was the only gang in Night City with an extreme threat level in Cyberpunk 2077? Well, the threat level gets even bigger when you check out the clip on their thing. But here's what Trigger said about the project when it was first revealed. We at Trigger are thrilled to work with CD Projekt Red to create a brand new story set in the world of the highly anticipated Cyberpunk 2077. So this is before the game came out. It's a huge challenge to adapt this universe into an anime, but we are eager to face it head on. The director added, I've always loved Cyberpunk as a genre, but always found it difficult to create it as an original work. This is why I'm very excited to be working with CD Projekt Red on this project. It won't be easy to please both game and anime fans, but I love a challenge, and I'm looking forward to the production. We'll do our best to meet and exceed expectations. Look, if your trailer is anything to go off of, the trailer was beautiful. The visuals are beautiful. I just don't want it on Netflix. It's on Netflix. Look, get it off of Netflix and we'll talk. It's on Netflix. Netflix has a habit right now of just fucking shit up left, right, sideways, upside down, and squaring it square in the butt. And not in a good way. They do it horribly. Because it's Netflix. It's freaking Netflix could screw up a wet dream just by being there. Okay? They can fuck up a wet dream. And well, they have. They have. Look at their live action One Piece adaptation that they're coming out with. I talked about it last week. Look at that god awful ship. That's what the Going Merry is going to be. That thing will give you nightmares. Look at the live action adaptation they did for Cowboy Bebop. Netflix has a track record of ruining shit left, right, and sideways when it comes to adapting an anime series. In this case, they're getting an anime series. I still don't have high hopes. Netflix drops everything at one time in a massive batch. Fine. Who cares? The problem is that you're going to have people that are going to pirate the hell out of this. And at that point, I feel sorry for Studio Trigger and CD Projekt Red more so than I do for Netflix. Netflix brought it upon themselves. But when you're dragging the two studios down with you, I feel sorry for them. Yeah, I'm seeing what they brought to the party, but I'm seeing it for free, basically looking through the window while everybody inside is getting topless. and I'm on the outside with my pants on. That's what it'll feel like to me. Okay, that's honestly what it'll feel like to me. I'm on the outside looking at the topless party. Everybody's in there getting naked, and I'm outside with my pants on. That's what it'll fucking feel like when this drops on Netflix, because you know people are gonna pirate the hell out of it. They will pirate it because they're gonna look at Netflix. They're gonna go, Netflix has a shitty management at Netflix. They're raising prices, cracking down on password sharing. They're going to start screwing people over. I think they're going to do another price. They're probably going to do another price hike before this drops too. And all of that is just not going to be enough to help them in the long run. And Netflix is going to look at this and go, well, we got to, it's okay. Oh, the ratings aren't here for it. Yeah, because with Netflix, they're getting cocky. Because they're like, well, we were the cocks of the walk for the longest time. Yeah, for the longest time. You're not no more. Everybody's got a streaming service now. Did you not see the South Park special, the streaming wars? Everybody's got a streaming service. Everybody's got one. I'm going to stand by this 1,000 times, and I will say it 1,000 more. There are certain ones that deserve their own standalone service. Put ads in so that you make the content free with commercials, and it feels like you're watching it like it's on television. And it's just taking you back there. Or if you want to pay for premium service without the ads, fine. Then you do that. Okay? That's when you do it. Otherwise, forget it. Look, I'm going to safely say this. Toonami deserves its own streaming service. Any anime deserves its own streaming service. Its own standalone service. Not Crunchyroll, because they got rid of the ad-centric platform that they had. And now you got to pay, which pisses me off. Any anime that can stream. There should be a 24/7 anime streaming service. That's free with ads, or you can pay. I guarantee you there will be ones that will pay to get it without commercials. And if you're one of the people that want to watch it for free, you just gotta wait like 3 or 4 days. Like, okay, so for my example for this, let's say that I'll use the One Piece for example. So let's say the new episode of One Piece drops, which usually drops on Saturday, which would be Sunday over in Japan. So it drops. So now you want to watch that, right? If you bought it ad-free, if you're on the streaming service and you want to watch it ad-free, you can watch it the same day it premieres, ad-free, because you're paying this premium to do that. If you want to watch it without ads, you can, but you gotta wait till like Wednesday. I don't think people are going to mind waiting till Wednesday. And if they don't, maybe they'll consider paying if you make it cheap, like $15, $20 a month, maybe they'll consider it. But Netflix is dead. Netflix is a fucking dinosaur at this point. It is just, it refuses to fossilize. And I know that the dinosaur thing is blown out of proportion thanks to Chris Evans and his freaking tweet on the whole Lightyear thing, which, by the way, that's going to be a rant. Oh, that's going to be a rant, believe me. But here's the deal. Netflix is a dinosaur at this point that has existed, has continued to exist. The problem is, okay, and I want to stress this. The problem is, because Netflix now exists as it does, okay? With everything else going on, it is a dinosaur that is just too dumb to die. It is wandering around completely lost, like it has no idea where to go. Everything else around it is thriving, but it's looking at like, I shouldn't be here anymore, and it just doesn't realize that. Yeah, that's my take on it. Netflix is fucking dead. It just does not want to fall over and fucking croak. But, oh yeah, no. This is just freaking kiss my ass. it's not so much for the fact that it's Netflix. I love Studio Trigger's work. They do great work. They really do. Studio Trigger does wonderful work. I have no issue with CD Projekt Red. They're trying their best. God bless them. But when it comes to this, it's Netflix. Why Netflix? You couldn't have brokered a deal with just broker a deal with Crunchyroll. You probably would have been better off. Like Crunchyroll, Anime Lab or something. Just find a freaking streaming service, or better yet, somebody create a streaming service solely for anime, and there you go. And I know somebody out there is going to go, well, Andrew, you're unemployed. Why don't you figure out a way to do that? Put your money where your mouth is. Yeah, great, sure. So if I do that, I go around, I work on getting the licensing and everything. How much would I charge? I would go $20 a month, and you can have free. You can have ad-free, or if you don't want to pay the $20, hey, guess what? You can watch it for free. Guess how? By waiting 3 days. You give the ones that pay first a crack first, and everybody else gets a taste. But yeah. I like the idea of it, but it just worries me because it's Netflix. I don't know. It worries me. So this has got to be impressive. I have two Capcom topics in 1 week. Holy hell, I must be special. But Capcom's new dinosaur game has nothing to do with Dino Crisis. Even though the initial trailer for Exoprimal seems to tease a connection, there's none to speak of. Yeah. So Capcom unveiled Exoprimal earlier this year, a new Anthem-like online shooter featuring loads of dinosaurs. The dino-filled trailer also featured a woman with red hair, which seemed to be a nod or even a connection to Dino Crisis 1 and 2 lead Regina. Was this new Exoprimal game connected to Dino Crisis? No. No. In an interview with ING earlier in the week, when this article came out... Oh, yeah, so earlier this week. Director Takuro Hirooka talked about Exoprimal and said, more importantly for some players, what it isn't. When asked by ING if this is connected to Dino Crisis in any way, he confirmed that although the initial trailer seemed to hint at some sort of connection, that wasn't the case. Oh, yeah. So no, the game is not connected. Yeah, the game is unique. It's its own unique thing, and it's no relationship to Dino Crisis. Of course, it doesn't. Other details in the same interview include the confirmation that Exoprimal will not be a free-to-play game, will instead be a full-priced release, shipping both digitally and physically. Oh, full price. No, make it FPS. Make it FTP. God. Make it free-to-play. I love it. Oh, my God. Make it free-to-play. Bastards. Yeah, the initial concept for Exoprimal was to create something that featured satisfying action but was different from past Capcom games. You have a laundry list of games under your belt that you are most known for. You are never going to find something that, in your own words, is not like something you've already done. We also thought that it would feel great to share that experience with others online. And so the basic concept of Exoprimal was born. Yeah. Instead of a game like Monster Hunter where you face a single powerful enemy, they thought that the experience of taking on and overcoming a huge horde of enemies had the appeal and potential to be the basis of a new IP. Okay. So that's your entire idea for an IP, is instead of taking on one enemy, you're taking on a horde of enemies. Well, visually it looks nice, the year 2043. Okay, don't like Ivy the Android, though. The Dinosaur Forecast. Okay, a Dinosaur Forecast. I'm liking that. Okay, so the Exo Fighters are basically like a dinosaur stopping police force. All right, I can get behind that. Interesting. And they just pour... Oh my god, they literally just pour out of a freaking vortex. It's like the vortex is vomiting velociraptors. Seriously. Okay, I mean, what the hell make people think this is like Dino Crisis? No, this is actually better than Dino... I've seen trailers for Dino Crisis. This is a lot better. Uh-huh. So basically you're taking on hordes of dinosaurs that are coming out of this in exosuits. You can like use shields, weapons, and other... Okay, yeah, it's gotta be co-ops. Oh, you can swap armors. All right, well now that's badass. I didn't know you could swap armors. Uh-huh, okay. Interesting. And there's still giant enemies, though, in it. So you got the team... Oh, that's badass, giant T-Rex. Alright, so that's... Why would people think this is like, Dino Crisis? No, seriously, why? This looks a lot better. And I literally watched the reveal trailer that's in the article. This looks so much better. So, yeah. Yeah. I just kind of like the fact that the freaking vortex is just... It's like vomiting velociraptors. But yeah, this is set to arrive, though, in 2023 for PC, PS5, PS4, Xbox Series X and S, and Xbox One. And who knows, maybe Capcom will toss in some Dino Crisis skins. You know, maybe make a DLC. Like, here's a microtransaction for... You know, $5. You can have this Dino Crisis skin that resembles our first game. Why would you think this is like Dino Crisis? Yeah. It's because it has dinosaurs in it? That's pretty bad. Oh, no, it's good because it has dinosaurs and because there's a red-headed girl in it. Okay? So... Insert generic character sprite here, insert random hair color, and all of a sudden it's a freaking callback? No, that's just what you call coincidence. Cosmic coincidence. Yeah, whatever. Look, it looks, I'm not gonna lie, it looks badass. It looks badass to me. Alrighty, folks, and that's going to do it then this week for the Absolutely Completely Random Podcast. Thank you all for tuning in and sticking around with me for this long. Don't forget, though, we do have a t-shirt thingy. There's a link to that in the description, as always. We also have Patreon and Ko-fi if you want to help support the channel. It's patreon.com/webdesigner18. And there's also a Ko-fi page, too, where you can buy me coffee. Even though I don't drink it, just consider that you're buying me Dr. Pepper. Yeah. But, yes, we do, like I said, t-shirt things. So there's a link to the t-shirt site. There is be patreon.com, Ko-fi, links to those are in the About Me section here on the channel. And don't forget, you can follow me over on Twitter, @TakeYourRoads. You can check me out on WebDesigner18 Facebook page. And don't forget, like, comment, subscribe, and ring the notification bell. I'm out of here, folks. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I will catch you all next week here on the Absolutely Completely Random Podcast. Bye.